So let's go ahead, we're back here in room 1, we're going to throw up a critical and we're going to throw out that AoE bleed. This is why I have him in the leader position, because we have one healer and we can throw out many bleeds at a time. We'll throw in the, oh my god, he died instantly. Hey there guys, and welcome back to another episode of Monster Squad, and in this one we're going to be trying to clear out floor 26 of the Sky Tower. And this is a attempt run after many failed attempts and many teams, and this is just a team that I ended up having to use just because it's so difficult to find a REC down monster for a normal type team. The only REC down monsters I know of in the game are the Vengeance monster, and I believe Sheltor was mentioned to me by one of our community members on the Google Plus Monster Squad community. He also reduces wreck by a little bit. Those would be the ideal monsters for floor 26, but I don't have any of those on hand right now, so this is the team I came up with. Hopefully this helps you guys in making up your own teams, but this is the general strategy. So we're going to start off by putting an Ibomancer with a heavy stun in the lead. We want something with an AoE stun in our leader position because we want the ability to be spammable. Then I also throw on magic stones onto the Ibomancer that increase its MP recovery and its max MP. This just lets me cast more stuns in consecutive fashion, so we don't have to worry about downtime of the stun, and we can constantly keep it up on the enemies. Then I also throw an Angel Army on the subs leader here because we want MP recovery increased. You don't have to use an Angel Army, you can use something like a Connell or one of the Chevelles, anything that increases MP recovery is good here because it'll give our leader more mana to stun with. And finally, for our damage, we want an Anubis. I recommend using the Anubis here just because the stage 5 bleed it affects with is very strong, and it also deals 100% damage. And the bleed will take many of the sub-monsters on the enemy team down and also chip away at the enemy boss's HP. The bosses are the main worry here because on floor 26, the bosses in stages 1 and 2 heal for about 15k and 40k. Then the boss in the stage 3 heals for 70,000, and we cannot let that heal go off. This is why we have the stunners. And finally, I have a Mantiroar on this team just for some extra damage and the Clobber stage 3 bleed as well. The 45% extra attack damage is very nice to have because it makes our Anubis' Spirit Grudge bleed much stronger. You can substitute this Mantiroar for any attacker. It does not have to be a Mantiroar, something preferably with 40% or higher attack. A Magnus works, a Armorin, Goldrin, they all work. And finally, when you do have a team similar to this one set up, you can actually look right here. You want this fever bar to be full, 100 out of 100. As you'll see in the video I'm about to play for you, I utilize the fever at the very last stage, and I use it to make very good use of the Curse Touch stun here. I basically keep it up on the enemy the entire time, and it never gets a heal off. This is crucial because the time limit is so short and the window to kill is very short. So you want the stun up all the time. You cannot let the enemy boss get a heal off. If it even gets one heal off, then you just simply do not have the damage to kill it off with this type of team setup. Now, you can of course do this with many different teams, but for normal in particular, this is the only one I've found to work. I've used every variety you can think of to try to do this. I've gone through I think 15 or 16 tickets. It is a pain. With fire teams and with nature teams, it should be a little bit easier because Vengeance does decrease REC by 99%, and Sheltor teams do also decrease the enemy's wreck. You just want to make sure you've got enough damage to punch through that time limit, and you want to also try to get some stuns in there to delay the earlier stages so your team doesn't take too much damage in the early phases. You want to preferably have one healer, a stunner, and two very strong AoE attackers. Alrighty guys, let's get this bad boy started. This one's going to be a little bit weird because we've got an Ibomancer as our leader now, and instead of having to worry about his cooldown coming up, we have to worry about conserving his mana and using it efficiently so that we can constantly keep up a stun on the enemy and have one in our back pocket just in case the situation gets a little too hairy. And the entire time this is going on, you want to make sure to be spamming your Anubis' abilities and whatever other attacker you chose, as well as the Angel Army's heal. You don't want to waste the Angel Army's heal though, you want to make sure it gets at least a little bit of healing done here and there. Also, big thing to keep in mind here is that the enemy boss heals for way more than the subs. all of the enemies do heal, but certain ones heal for more. In order of priority, the enemy boss heals the most, then the little Amioms you see in the top right, and the Connells at the bottom right heal for the least. So in order of priority, you want to be killing off the highest healers first, or making sure that the highest healers do not get their abilities off by either stunning them, slowing them down, or decreasing their REC. All of these things are very, very crucial to winning on this floor. It is probably the hardest floor in the Sky Tower, unfortunately. So, moving on to stage 3, you can see we've got full mana, almost all of our abilities are up, only the Manticore is lagging a little bit behind, so it's a pretty good start into stage 3, and we're just going to keep on doing the stuns. Big thing to note here, Fever Bar is full, and we want to be making sure our mana bar is being used as efficiently as possible. We want to get this Moonbright as low as we can before popping Fever. The Fever only lasts for a little bit amount of time, and it's not long enough to actually just spam out the Moonbright all the way to dead. So you'll see, I'll use my mana a little bit more, frequently here, and as soon as it gets low, I want to pop the Fever, and I'm just going to start spamming that stun on her, and as soon as she gets low, you'll see I want to stop right here. No more stun spamming, because we want to conserve that mana for this last little sliver of HP. We want to make sure that she does not get her heal off, and that is how you clear stage 26. Let's see what we get as a reward, and we got a freaking rank C, guys. About 16 tickets in, 100 gems used, 3 hours of my time theory crafting, and we get a rank C reward. Anywho, guys, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and definitely leave a comment if this guide helped you out. More guides coming out soon, and I will see you in the next video.